Hey guys, what's going on? Druzy here, back again with another South Park Phone Destroyer video. And real quick guys, we're just going to go over the developer updates for today, which talk about the upcoming balance changes that are going to be taking effect here coming soon to Phone Destroyer. So we're going to kind of skip through all the weekend event style stuff, and we don't really care about all that. But we're going to look at the balance changes. This will be taking effect this coming Tuesday, so this is not going to take effect tomorrow. It will be the following week, for those of you that are wondering. The first one we got is Robin Tweak. They took a closer look at Marvin Tweak, felt that his strategies you can have with him were limited, so we decided to give open up new possibilities for him. We're also adjusting the targeting logic to target right as Robin is spawned or right before the arrow shot, whichever finds a target within the cone first. The work right now selects the furthest unit within a cone range instead of the only unit on the field, so you're going to have a little bit better strategies with Robin Tweak, it looks like, with this cone effect. So again, it'll function similar to general disarray. If you guys want to really know what they mean by the furthest distance away in a cone, it's probably going to be similar to general disarray's war cry of what he does. So remember, when you place him on the field, he has a giant cone on the screen when you deploy him, and then he goes to the farthest unit within that cone. So it should be similar in that regard. You also see that he now heals a little bit more, 100 more on top of the max HP boost. He also is going to do an increase to his attack by 50% from 20 to 30, and energy cost is being decreased actually from 4 to 3. So he'll be a 3 cost unit now instead of 4 with the cone, and the additional healing on top of the boost to his overall attack. So Robin Tweak might actually be a viable card now, and it looks like Fantasy's getting some love. Kind of, at least with that right there. So this is a card next, Cow Stampede, that people have been complaining about. They are going to be nerfing it, so it's going to be a big increase to the power damage from 6 to 25. Now remember, the power damage is it charging forward at units, the stampeding part. So that's going to be doing a little bit more damage, it looks like. But the health of the cows is going down 4%. The attack is actually going up 47%. The times between attacks, though, is going up significantly at 67%. So the DPS is dropping 12%, and the movement speed is also decreasing 8%. So it will be a little bit easier to counter it. It will hit a little bit harder, but it's going to be squishier, and it's not going to attack quite as fast. So the overall DPS is actually going down. So it's not going to be hitting quite as strong, but it might feel that way when it does hit, and all that kind of stuff. I think this is this is a healthy change. I think Cow Stampede is relatively okay, but this is just going to bring a little bit more in line for the lower arenas. That's where this is really hurting people the most. And kind of a surprise, to be honest, Starvin' Marvin, I have agreed with many people saying Starvin' Marvin's needed some love for a long time. He's not a really great card. He's getting a health increase of 21%, an attack increase of 8%, and his energy cost is being dropped from 4 to 3, so he will be cheaper to deploy, have more health, and hit a little bit harder. Starvin' Marvin, I don't think this is going to make him meta, but it'll make him better for certain things, I guess. Hunter Jimbo is getting an additional nerf on top of a nerf that he received a few months ago now. He's getting a health decrease of 4%, and his power duration is going down an additional 33% over what it did before. So remember, it used to last for 15 seconds. It's now going to last for 10 seconds this time. So he'll get that power duration for 10 seconds. It'll slowly tick down again, and then it will come back, assuming Hunter Jimbo's still alive. So I think this is okay. I don't think he needs a big health nerf. I think that Hunter Jimbo, he's still strong, he's still viable, but I think this is going to be okay. I don't think this is a huge change. Ink and Craig is getting a nerf as well. The power damage is going down 160 to 150. So the beam, it doesn't look like the new kid damage is going down. Only the beam damage or the power damage is decreasing a little bit. And then the time between attacks is going up 17%, so he will attack slower. And so his DPS, therefore, will then go down as well, 14% on top of that. So he will not be doing as much damage with his basic attacks, and his power damage is also going down. But again, his new kid chip damage looks like it remains intact. And then we have the update on Satan. Remember, people have been hinting that, remember, in the Member Bears video that I posted and many other content creators posted, it looked like Satan was potentially going to be a tank card. It looks like that is actually coming to fruition, so Satan will become a tank. So, to make the changes clear for new players acquiring the card. Additionally, the power range has been able to clear out big pushes, and we are hoping to reduce the size makes it harder, while it's also making it easier to avoid hitting friendlies with it. Satan is now categorized as a tank instead of a range unit. He will still use range attacks. His power range has been decreased, however, from 3 down to 2.5, so it's a 17% decrease. So his power range, that is his Warcry power, right, where he summons, it is smaller, a smaller aura. So nothing else about Satan has decreased, not his base stats, only his power range, not his power damage. His power damage remains the same. The range is a little bit smaller at 17% less size for the aura. So you're going to have to be a little bit more strategic with hitting with them and all that. This is fine. This is okay, I guess, because Satan as a tank, remember that he can then use tank-like bonuses now instead of the range bonuses, so he's not going to be able to be boosted by, say, Elven King Bradley now. He would be boosted by Archangel Bradley now as a tank. So this will be interesting to see kind of if there's any other, units that boost tanks or that give tanks bonuses, to where Satan can then utilize that and strategize around using him as a tank. I don't really view Satan as a tank, though. I'm not saying like this is like, okay, we don't need tanks in the game anymore, or we don't need a tank, I can just use Satan as a tank. I mean, he's still a high-cost card. He still has, the main focus of Satan has always been generally to use his Warcry. And that's really about it. That's the main thing. I mean, like, yes, he does have good stats on top of that. But I think that's still going to be the focus of Satan. I don't think this is going to change that specifically by making him a tank. So this is an interesting change that this has happened. I guess we'll just have to wait and see what this means going down the road. Pope Timmy, we forgot to remove a tag from Pope Timmy that prevents him from being spawned by Dark Angel Red. It is now possible to try out interesting chain combos. Dar can now be targeted by Pope Timmy as well. Okay, so that was apparently a bug, it looks like, and that has been changed. So now Pope can be Darred, and Dar can be Poped, if that's confusing. That's what this is saying. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's necessarily game-changing, but I guess we'll wait and see what some people come up with. And then next Tuesday, some newer cards will be added to circulation, which means they'll be available in all packs, in the shops and things like that. Changeling Red and Member Berries will be added. Changeling Red is available once you reach Arena 11, and Member Berries is available once you reach Arena 10 to get those cards unlocked for you. And Member Berries also had a bug where they were not spreading out to more than one target. And then if you were stepping on Member Berries, it was damaging more than one unit, and that should not happen. But Chomper is intended to do that. That is not a bug. I guess some people have been complaining that Chomper hits multiple units. That is supposed to happen. So that's interesting. But there you go, guys. Not a ton of changes this go around, but some ones that really kind of beef up some cards that have really been not really in the meta at all. Robin Tweak and Starvin Marvin, that should help some lower arenas kind of stuff. Ink and Craig, Hunter Jimbo is getting tweaked a little bit. Satan's getting a rework, essentially. And then Cow Stampede's getting a nerf. So overall, I think this is okay. I don't think this is, I mean, these are mild tweaks. This isn't anything super, mega, ultra game-breaking. But, again, Redlynx continues to avoid doing anything to sci-fi, which is all over the Legendary Arena landscape. Sci-fi is one of, if not the strongest themes, right? It's the strongest theme. It's still mystical, but it's still a very strong theme, and it needs some adjustment on some levels. There are multiple cards within that theme that need some adjustment, and it still continues to be ignored. It's kind of frustrating, but we're at where we're at, I guess. So there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There we go with the balance changes and all that good stuff. I'll try to have some more content for you guys throughout the course of the week as well. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, you know who it is.